Yeah, good morning all. Welcome back again for another session, day 3 of our data science and Gen AI with Agentic AI. Anybody attending first session today, or everybody here who are continuing from last 2 days? Zishan, I think this is your first session, right? Or you already attended?
First
Zishan?
session.
Yeah, first session. Okay. So did you get a chance to go through your my first day session?
Yes.
Your voice is breaking, Zishan.
Now, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, good.
Yeah, I have seen it on YouTube. You have shared the link, right?
Okay, Zishan.
Uh,
Thank you. So today it's day 3 of this session, and today this will be the last demo session as part of this course which we are starting on data science with Gen AI and Agentic AI. Okay, so on day 1 we covered a few details about artificial intelligence. What is AI? What is the importance? How what is our role to learn AI and how it is impacting today. Okay. Then yesterday, sorry about that, Mani. I think I have audio recording. Maybe I'll just share that. Probably you can post it. Yesterday we discussed, a couple of important points about what is data science, what it does, how we can, learn data science and what is the best possible ways we have to implement. We have also discussed a couple of live scenarios. Okay, and I have also given a demo. Okay, now today this session will be mostly on agentic AI. Okay, and we will also discuss at the end of this session about our course content. So with that, we'll wind up our demo sessions. Before I start, anybody having any questions, so that I'll just take a couple of them, because I understand after completing the session we'll be getting late or we want to wind up. So any questions before I start the session regarding last 2 demos? So all good? Okay, fine. So today our agenda should be this. Okay, this is our agenda. So what we are discussing today is what exactly is an agent, and particularly what is an AI agent. Then we will talk about what exactly agents do, what is an automation with respect to the AI agents, and what is the difference between agentic AI and AI agents. Then we will also see, how exactly the agent works, what are the things happening behind the scenes, what makes the agents so intelligent that they work on themselves. Then we also discuss at a high level what are multi-agent models. Then, of course, there will be a live demo of an agentic AI workflow that I'll be showing you how exactly agents works. Okay, with a sample. Then once we finish this discussion today, we will walk through about our course content that we are covering in this particular course for the rest of the periods, 3 months at least. Okay, this course needs minimum 3 months. Okay, then only I believe we can justify what we want to learn. So minimum 3 months it will take. Okay, so all the contents are designed such a way that all the basics will be covered, and we are also covering the core required concepts of the AI and data science. Okay, that we will see in our content. So while looking at the content, we'll discuss more. So this is our agenda today. So let us start. So let us understand what is an AI agent. Okay. So before understanding AI agent, we had to understand what is a large language model. Okay. From last 2 days, we have discussed a lot of things about LLMs, right? LLMs, large language model. And of course, guys, this should be a two-way, interactive session, which will keep all of us enthusiastic and interesting. Okay. So can all of you quickly type what is an LLM? What you know today as an LLM? Just type something. Okay. From there, we will start the discussion. What is an LLM? Or an example of an LLM? That is also fine. What is an LLM? We are discussing about this from last two sessions. Okay. And I also show you a demo, right? Very good. Zishan, ChatGPT. We also looked at a demo while showing that how AI is impacting. You know, anybody? Ramakrishna, thank you. Large language model. Okay. Dileshwari, Lakshmi, just type something. Whatever just put there. At least just copy paste. Large language model. Ramakrishna, co-pilot. Okay, good, great. Okay, yeah. So ChatGPT, OpenAI, they're all LLMs. Okay, but what exactly is a LLM? LLM, the full form of LLM is large language model. We all know, right? So what exactly it is? ChatGPT, OpenAI, they're all different large language models provided by different, technology giants. But actually, the definition of LLM is basically it is a AI, right? That's what all we discussed, and we have used LLMs while we were discussing AI. So a large language model is nothing but an artificial intelligence which is designed. Okay. So what it does, it will understand what we did basically. Okay. So okay, let's take a live example. Okay. So when we spoke with ChatGPT, hope you are seeing my screen, right? What I do, I'll just go here. This is one of the LLM, ChatGPT. Okay. So what it is doing exactly? So this is a large language model. Basically, this is an we are referring it as artificial intelligence. So what it does, first of all, it will understand what is our requirement here. Okay. For example, say, let me type, okay. It is expecting some inputs so that it will understand what exactly is our requirement. So the first job of LLM is understanding the user requirement. Okay. Now, for example, say, okay, let me query what is LLM. Is that fine? Yeah, of course. In context of artificial intelligence. See, before typing itself, it is giving us information. Okay. Yeah, good. So what is saying? An LLM is a AI system trained massive and blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is more technical. Fine. So I will talk in general. Okay, will not go into those much keywords there. So basically, what it does, this is a LLM, an artificial intelligence. It is designed to understand the user requirement. In specific, here the user query that we are providing. In other words, the query is also called as a prompt in the language of generative AI. Okay, and what it does, what happened as long as as soon as I gave a query here, it immediately understood what I need. Okay, and it tried to generate something. It tried to generate some content. Okay, it tried to respond us. Okay, and this response is exactly in a human readable form, right? We can understand what exactly it is responding. Got it? So this is what is an LLM. LLM is basically a artificial intelligence designed to understand, generate, and manipulate the human language. For example, whatever you have in your phones, right? The auto correction mechanism, the auto correction dictionary. What it does, when you type something, it will give you the next word to complete, auto complete. Okay, that is also a kind of AI. right? So this all we will use in our regular day-to-day life. Why we are discussing about LLMs? Because we want to understand what are the AI agents. Okay. So why they are saying here large language model? Why they have used this word? What is large here? Okay, what is language here? What is a model here? That we need to get a idea. Okay, why they are calling this AI as a large language model? So basically, large here is representing the large amount of data that is being trained for this particular model. Okay, so what actually is happening here? Whenever we are giving a query, okay, this model is getting trained, this got already trained on a huge set of data. Okay, from that huge set of data, depending on this query, the model will try to pull the information. So basically what LLM does is it will try to understand the query, and it will try to fetch all the information related to these words. Okay, randomly it will pick all the information which are related to these words. It will process, it will put it in a structured way, which will ultimately result in a meaningful paragraph or content. Then it will provide us that output. So the large here is nothing but the large amount of data which on which it got trained. Okay, when I say large amount of data, what we are referring here, where will be the data? Obviously the data is on internet. Okay, the huge data is on internet. Then where is the data? The data will be in certain documents. Again, where will be the data? Okay, yesterday we have discussed, right? Data is everywhere. Data is everywhere. So these particular LLMs will fetch all the information from whatever data they are trained on, and they will provide us these results. Okay, that is the job of the LLMs. So here large is referring as the large set of data sets on which they are trained. Then what is the language? This is self-explanatory, right? We can understand. Particularly language is meant for human beings here. So what these LLMs are doing, they are helping us. They are working for us, human beings. And as we all know, right, we have different types of languages. So these LLMs are trying to interact depending on the various languages that we human beings speaks. Okay. So these are basically trained such a way that, irrespective of the different types of languages that humans are speaking, they will respond accordingly. Okay. That is what the level of intelligence today we have in LLMs, and that is why they are so much famous, and that is why we are using it in our day-to-day life. Okay, because of their responses in different ways in different languages. Then what is model? Any guesses or any just just random thoughts? When we say model, what is a model here? Not fashion designing model. What is a model here? Generally we refer model what? It it could be a template, right? A model can be represented as a template. Before we start anything, okay, we'll just try to get a rough idea about that particular task, or that project. Okay, so that is referred as model here. So same thing, this whole LLM is considered as a model. This model is a statistical representation. When we are say statistical representation, that means lot of mathematics and statistics are behind them for whatever processing they are today, okay, to achieve the results. Got it? So that is why we are saying them as large language model. They could have kept something else as well, the name, but as per industry standards, everybody say it as large language model. Basically, they are LLMs. Okay, got it? The main job of LLM is only three things as of today. What is that? Understand your query, generate the content, provide it in meaningful way. That's it. This is what is the job of LLMs. If you observe clearly, LLMs are doing same job again and again, repetitive job. Okay. So if I ask something, so say, what is weather today? Okay, what it is doing, just taking my query, respond me back with that information. It's not doing anything else. Okay. So there is something again, manually happening because they, depending on the weather condition, okay, what I want to decide is whether I have to go to office today or not, right? But what is the capacity of the LLM? LLM can give me only the information of weather, okay, but it cannot advise me whether I should go to office today or not. Okay, got it? Got the point? It will just give me the information. It will generate the content. It will provide me the information, but it cannot decide what what should be the exact the output rate. Suppose I want to decide depending on LLM whether I should go to office or not on the weather conditions. But LLM is restrained just to provide the information only. It cannot tell me whether I should go or not. It will say depending on you. Okay. So to get into the next level of action, I want to do something more using this artificial intelligence model, right? I want to give authority to this artificial intelligence model to decide and tell me whether I should go to office or not, depending on the weather conditions. I want to perform certain actions by its own. Okay. So that is where we'll come for agents. Clear? So LLMs has their own constraints. They have their own limit or capacity. LLMs cannot perform any actions by their own. What they can do is they'll give only information. They can generate the content. They can provide the output, but they cannot do anything more depending on themselves. Okay, for example, depending on the weather, if I want to, if I want to take an action whether I have to go to office or not, LLM cannot help me to decide that. Who will help us? It is an agent. Okay. Now let us see what is exactly an agent. Agent, in particular here, in terms of artificial intelligence, we understand, right? What are LLMs? We understood LLMs are giving just the information, but this information, for example, let me put, maybe we'll get some idea. Okay, what LLMs are doing? LLMs are just giving us information. Okay, I hope my screen is visible. I opened a notepad. Can someone confirm? Yes, you are seeing it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. What agent does is it will have information. Along with that, it will perform action as well. Okay, so that is what is an agent in very, very simple terms. What is an agent? What is an AI agent? AI agent is a one which will generate an information, which will process an information, and which will take an action as per the requirements. Okay. So we will decide what actions agent has to take by setting certain rules, giving certain permissions. Okay. This thing we will control on the agents. What is the next point? Why we are doing this? Why do we need agent? We understood what LLMs does. We understood what is an agent, but what is the requirement of an agent? Why we need agent? Okay, agents are needed again for the famous word called, come on, complete it. What is that? Automation. You remember this word automation? In our very first demo, we have seen the whole industry is impacted because of this automation. Okay, and who are the main persons using which we are performing all these automations? They are nothing but agents. So this is the actual area. Okay, this is the actual area. This is the actual place. This is the actual technology that ultimately we will land to complete our task. Okay. Do you remember my example of a new journey in the company, an onboarding process? You remember? I explained you how five persons job will be done with by the one person. If you remember, I have given you an example of onboarding. That day I have exactly given a live example of these agents, and I also use the terminology called agent, if you remember. Okay. So what agents does? They are automating the whole process. Okay. Again, I'll take the simple example of this onboarding only. So as soon as the employee joins the company, there are certain steps that he needs to follow. Okay. There are certain processes that he needs to go through to complete his onboarding into the company. Okay. First is ID card. Okay. Next is access. Next is laptop access. This then network access. Then okay, just on the high level I'm writing. Okay. Then space allocation. So what companies did is earlier there used to be five different persons from five different departments who will take care of the new journey to onboard successfully on day one in the company. But now what companies did, they did a automation. Okay. So as soon as the employee enters into the company with the offer letter, he will go to the reception. Okay. He will show the security his offer letter. As soon as the security verifies, he will allocate one person. Listen guys very carefully. This is a real time scenario. Okay. And where and exactly how we are using agents today. One person to that new journey. Okay. That's it. Now this one person will take care of the whole process which are needed. Okay. Issuing of ID card, access, laptop, everything. How? Using agents. So what agent does is this guy will have a tab or a laptop in his hand. Okay, the guy who will accompany the new journey will have a laptop or a tab with him on which he will be using agents. Okay, and these agents will process step by step all the procedures which are needed by the new employee. Okay, you got the point? So there is no need of five different persons going to five different departments to perform all these five different operations. Only one person will accompany you. He will use his software. The software will contain agents. The agents will take care of all the process. For now, time being, you can just consider agents as software. Okay. We are aware of a terminology called software, right? You can just assume they are software. And once this guy enters all the details of the new joinee as per his offer letter, everything will be automatically taken care. Okay. Of course, whatever is there physical here, like ID card, laptop, that he has to provide. But I'm talking about, from the access perspective, from the entry of the data perspective, from the upgradation of, security things, everything. Okay. Space allocation. Automatically space allocation. So and so desk will be allocated to you as per the workstation 2001 example. How agent will come to know so and so space is, empty. So this agent will have a mechanism. So it will search internally, it will allocate the empty workspaces or available workspaces to the new join. So this is, at the high level, what agents does. They are mainly used for automation. Okay, I'll take a pause. Tell me if you have any questions. I'll take few questions here. Guys, please, till now, whatever we have discussed, you got a gist of what is an LLM and what is an agent. You understood what is the difference between an LLM and an agent. If you observe here, agent is taking an action. Agent is taking an action. Agent is also pulling the information behind the scenes. Okay. What agents will do? It is pulling the information behind the scenes. But ultimately, what they are using behind the scenes, they are also LLMs only. Okay. We will see in few minutes how exactly these things are working behind the scenes, how agents are working. But did you get what is an agent exactly and why it is used for? And what is the difference between LLM and an agent? Okay. And basically, they are all meant for automation. Okay. Now, what are the characteristics of an agent? Okay. Let us discuss what are the characteristics of an agent. So we know what is an agent now, but to confirm that something is called as an agent, we have certain characteristics of the agent. Okay. And here, yeah, here I mentioned an AI agent is a piece of software that can think, plan, use tools, and act on its own to achieve a task you assigned to it. Yeah, as simple as that. We have seen that. Okay. It's a software. It will think in sense, whatever query we give, it will try to analyze and it will understand what is our requirement. Then it will plan. Planning is part of, understanding the requirement and provide us the exact correct results. To achieve those things, what it will do, it will use tools. Using certain tools, it will help us to provide the correct output. Okay. And it will act on its own. Okay. So what are the characteristics of an agent? The first characteristic of an agent is autonomous. The first characteristic of an agent is autonomous. What is an autonomous? Anybody know what is autonomous? What is the meaning of autonomous? Autonomous means giving authority to someone. Simple. Okay. As a user,
Dependent?
sorry, sorry. Yeah, Raghu, tell me. Autonomous
Yeah. Autonomous means on its own, like
on
independent.
its exactly on its own, independent. Generally, we'll see in universities, right? Autonomous body, we say, right? That means independent. It is working independently on its own. So same thing applies to agents. Autonomous is something which it will work independently on its own. It will decide what action to be taken on its own. Okay. But who is giving that autonomous? Who is giving that authority? We are giving the authority to the agents. Okay. We will decide what agent should perform. How exactly we are giving those, things that we will discuss when we, when we configure the agents. Okay, there will be a lot of rules, there will be a lot of permissions using which we will control the actions of the agents. But for now, at a high level, we should understand what is exactly called as an agent and what are the characteristics using which we can call, okay, this is an agent. Okay, so the very first characteristic is autonomous. That means the agents are capable of working on their own, and we are giving them the authority to decide whatever you have to do. Okay, I have given you a task, I have given you a query, you decide what you have to do and give me the result. Okay, that is one thing. Agents are also capable of talking back to humans. What does that mean? While processing our query, if the agents are in dilemma to decide, on something, it can check back to users. Okay. For example, just now we have seen, okay, when I typed what is LLM, okay, did you observe this point here when I was typing? When I was typing what is LLM, I don't want to write all this, okay, in the context of artificial intelligence. I was not interested to type this. But what LLM does is it auto-populated this content. It completed my sentence because as soon as I entered what is LLM, it was in dilemma. Which LLM is talking about, whether it is, from the context of AI or from the context of something else. So they are so much intelligent, okay, within seconds, within fraction of seconds, they are analyzing your query and they are asking more questions immediately. Same thing will be done by agents. If you are giving any task, if the agent is in, any dilemma, it has a capability to talk back to us. Okay, it will put back as a query. Hey boss, you are asking me this, but this is not available. Or you ask me this, whether you really need this, or just this. Okay. So such an interaction is possible with agents. That is what is an autonomous. Getting me? Another point of agents is they are clear with our query. They don't want to interact back with us. They are intelligent enough to perform action. They will internally talk to LLMs. They will check whether, whatever is required is correct or not. If the agents are not satisfied with the answers given by LLM internally, they will again query back to LLMs until they satisfy. Okay. So basically, agents are very intelligent. And who is helping in that intelligence, we will discuss further. But as for now, just imagine agents are very, very intelligent. They are superpowers. Okay. And they will interact with LLMs internally until they get satisfied to provide an output to the user depending on his query. So that is how intelligent the agents are. Got it? So these are all things, whatever we deciding comes under part of characteristics called autonomous. Autonomous means simply working independently on its own to perform certain actions by an agent depending on the human requirement. Clear? That is the first characteristic. Now, second is planning. Planning, iteration, and feedback. So as soon as I told you, right, as soon as we give a query, agent will start thinking, okay, what is the query of this user? What he needs? He needs something on LLM. Then it will start planning and it will plan within fraction of seconds. It will not, it is not like human beings. Today we'll ask something, we'll plan, after an hour or so. It will plan within fraction of seconds because it has to give output, right? Immediately. So it will start thinking. It will plan immediately. Okay, I got a query. This user wants something on LLM. In which context? In context of AI, it will immediately plan. Okay, I have to go back to LLM internally. I have to put exactly this context that whatever is short form with LLM, search in with respect to artificial intelligence, get back with the output. Ultimately, who is giving the output? LLMs are giving the output. Okay. So that planning immediately the agent will do as soon as you give some task to them. Then iteration. Iteration, I already told you. Okay. Iteration is nothing but when the agent interacts with LLMs, if the agent is not satisfied what information they are getting back, they will again go back to LLM and repeat the query. Okay. They will repeat the query until unless they get a proper result from the LLM as per the requirements of the user, because ultimately it is the job of the agent to complete the task successfully and perfectly without any errors. So agent is responsible. So that's why this iteration will continuously go on until the agent satisfies. Okay, iteration means what? Iteration means a loop, right? Doing something repeated. And then comes the feedback. So feedback again here is referring to the output, what LLMs are providing to the agent. So if it is not satisfied with the output, it will go and again reiterate the job. And sometimes, as I told you, if the agent is in dilemma, it will ask us, okay, you asked me this to do, okay, but I'm not clear. Give me more information. So it will also take the feedback from the humans. Okay, that's what it means here. Thus the feedback will be internally from the LLMs, or the feedback could be from the humans. This concept, taking feedback from humans is also called as, uh, let me write it here. I just recollected. It is also called as human in the loop. This is a very famous statement, okay, which we will be used in AI with respect to agents. They'll call it as human in the loop. Human in the loop means just remember that we will be in the process of interacting with the agents when it is performing certain tasks. So either agent will perform the task by its own and give us the results, or it might need human intervention to complete the task. Okay. And that particular process is also called as human in the loop. This is a very famous, a term or a statement that is used in context of agents. Then third is coordination. Okay. Obviously, we all know what is a coordination. Coordination is nothing but helping each other. Coordination is nothing but interacting with each other when we are dependent on each other to complete a task. So this coordination comes when we talk about multi-agents. Okay. For example, in this diagram, I'm just showing you one agent. Okay. To complete a task, there could be multiple agents. And to be frank, okay, real time will not have one agent. I told you, right, about this live demo. This will have definitely more than one agent. Okay. Probably two or three. So those agents will be interdependent. For example, say 1 and 2 are the tasks of agent 1. Okay. And 3, 4 task of agent 2. Then fifth is task of agent 5. Okay. Now if you see the process, right, until 1 and 2 are completed, this cannot be done, right? Until an ID card is provided with employee ID, until access is provided to that ID card. Okay. These things cannot be done. So what agents will do is agent 1 will, sorry, agent 2 will wait for action from agent 1. And once the agent 1 finishes its task, agent 2 will start its task. Then similarly, agent 3 will start. So it all depends on output from one agent to another agent. This is nothing but multi-agent. Simple. In simple words, if multiple agents are working together, coordinating together, dependent on each other for completing a task, that is nothing but a multi-agent model. Clear, guys? So here this coordination characteristic comes in terms of multi-agents. Okay. So all these three characters, if you see in any entity, that is called as an agent. Okay. Right. Any questions, please? I'll just take a small 1 minute break. Any questions? Anybody? Anything on the example that I shared? All good so far? All clear? We're just trying to understand what is an agent, what are its characteristics, how exactly they are used. Okay. They are mainly used for automation and they are super powerful in completing the task within seconds. Okay. Right. So from past 10-15 minutes, we are boasting about agent. Okay. Agent. They are very intelligent, they will do the task within fraction of seconds. Fine. Everything is fine. But let's understand what is actually happening behind the scenes. Okay. How actually the agent works. So this is a simple diagram that I kept here. Okay. Which will depict what exactly, agent is having and how exactly it works. So the first and foremost important component of an agent is an LLM. Why LLM? Ultimately, where agent will go to fetch the information? Who is having the information? Who is having the information of the world completely? Who got trained on the data belonging to this world? It is LLM. So LLM is having the actual data. LLM is having actual, the content which agent will process. So without LLM, agent is nothing. You got the point? LLM, you can consider it as a brain. Okay, LLM, you can consider it as a brain of the agent. If there is no LLM, this agent is useless. It's brainless. It cannot do anything. As simple as that. Okay. So for every task that we give to an agent, it ultimately uses some kind of LLMs like ChatGPT, OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, whatever. Your own LLMs, what you create. Okay. So ultimately, agents need certain brain to think, to analyze, to pull the information, right? So in the configuration of agents, what is important? First, very, very first important thing is LLMs. We have to provide at least one LLM to an agent. We have to configure a brain to the agent. Otherwise, it is of no use. It's a dummy. Okay. Then next comes memory. So what is memory here? Yeah, please. I want a few answers at least on this. Just think. Guys, you are using ChatGPT, you are using, Gemini, Claude, whatever, I don't know. By now you might have got some idea how the LLMs are working, how those are working. What could be referring memory there? Any guesses? Any just random thoughts? Please put it in the chat. Let me see. Any random thoughts? What do you think memory? What is memory? I'm talking in with respect to ChatGPT. Just blindly think that I'm talking about ChatGPT. Okay. ChatGPT, I told you, right? These are all LLMs. Again, they are all agents only. Okay. Don't think that LLM is something different and agent is something different. For classification, for explanation purpose, we are just segregating it to and make you understand the flow, what is actually happening. But they are all agents. LLMs are nothing but the agent. The chat GPT that we used, right? This is nothing but an agent. Okay. We are just segregating, the terminology like agent, LLM, just to understand the flow. Okay. Now tell me, looking at this, where is the memory? What is the memory in this context? Just give a thought. 30 seconds. Just think. Just think and tell me what we are referring here. A memory. I told you, right? This is an agent. Just think this is an agent. Okay. We are giving a task to the agent. I asked something. This is a task. Agent give me the response. Okay. Where is memory here? What is the importance of the memory? What is memory generally? Memory is a place where we store something.
Storing the data.
Yeah, we'll store some data. We'll hold some contents, right? So, what is the context of memory with respect to LLMs or agents? See, very simple. Your memory, okay, is referring here as we are prompting here, right? We are prompting this. Okay, what is a prompt? Or rather, what I'll do is I'll show you an example. What I'll say, what is okay. For example, I have given this. What is code red? Now, very first thing, what it is giving, as usual, it is confused. Okay, it means different things depending on different context. What is this? For some time, just assume that this is an agent. Okay, what agent does is it is asking me a query again. Okay, it is not clear. So it is interacting with human. It is not taking action by its own. It's interacting with human back and it is asking, boss, you said code red, but it means different things to different people in different context. Okay. So which one you want? Then it has given me this information. It if you tell me the context, I'll give more precise explanation. See, this is the beauty of the agent. If agent doesn't know, if it is, doesn't have any clarity, it will come back to us and it will tell, okay, your query or your task is not clear to me. Please tell me what exactly it is or whether it is for this or for this. Okay. Now I'll say climate change. See guys, very carefully, just observe. Okay. This observation is very important. Now I said, what is code red in climate change? Now, if I type 5 times, 6 times, same thing, code red, different combinations of code red at one particular time, right? Okay. Now we selected climate change, right? I'll say, just why is that so called code red? See here, now it caught the context of our query. Okay. Now we are all talking in terms of climate. Now, how this response is coming back with respect to climate only? Our query is being stored in the memory of the LLM. Our query is stored in the memory of LLMs. Once the LLM got a context, like this guy wants to discuss code red depending on climate, that will be fed in the memory of LLMs. So after this, whatever you type, okay, it will all give in the context of climate only. You getting the point? So that is what exactly is the memory. Now assume that LLMs doesn't have any memory. So what happens? Once I type what is code red, it will ask me this. When I give this, only for once it will give me in context of climate change. Only once it will give me the information about code red in context of climate change. Next time, if I keep any query, okay, I gave a second query. Why is it that so-called code red? In for this particular query, if the LLM doesn't have memory of the context which we are using above, it will again ask us, boss, what code red you are talking about? Okay, you got the point? So it will not understand again. This context will be gone. This will be removed, and it will think that this is a new query. It will forget what is the context of the user. So that is what is referring here as memory, which is very, very important. So when we are dealing with agents, when we are dealing with LLMs, we are supposed to take care of this memory. The more the memory, the more agents or LLMs will be in the context of that task. Otherwise, what happens after 5 or 6 queries, the LLM will get confusion again because last, assume that the memory or the capacity of storing an LLM is only 5 queries. Okay. So only 5 queries will be given in certain context. LLMs will be, able to give output to only first 5 queries for a specific context. If you give the sixth query related to code red for climate, it will not be able to answer. Again, it will go back to square one. It will ask, boss, which code red you are talking about? Because its memory is done, it can understand only 5 different questions for that particular context. That is the limit of that memory. Okay. So same thing here. This memory is referring to how many queries, okay, how many questions that can be stored in the agent. Okay, this is very, very important thing. Okay, you got the point? See, simple. I have given a task. Okay, let me come back to this example. What is this task? We are onboarding a new journey, right? Suppose our agent doesn't have memory. Okay, so after performing these 2 tasks, it will just go to 0. Okay, this agent will not know what has to do because if this agent's memory is gone, it cannot pass the information to agent 2. You getting the point? So this is where the memory is important. If this guy's memory is just limited to 3 or to perform only 3 tasks or to take 3 queries, and if it is done, and if these queries go beyond 3, okay, here he will get 0. This agent 2 will not get any input. Okay, then agent, what is the job of agent 2? It has to perform 3 and 4 tasks, right? Providing the laptops, allocating the network, everything. That cannot be done. Here it will fail. As simple as that. Okay, so this memory is very, very important. So first LLMs, which is like a brain to the agent, then memory, which will help us to maintain the conversation and context of that particular task. Then finally, tools. Tools, just assume that, tools, you can assume that like they are functions in any programming language. What is a function? What it does? It will have certain tasks to complete. Okay, we'll call that function. We'll execute it. We'll provide certain parameters. We'll get the task executed, and that's it. Right. So same thing. Agent will also use certain tools. What are those kind of tools? They can be anything. Okay, these tools can be anything. This can be any API calls that needs to perform and so something in the backend, or this tool could be any folder name that needs to be updated. This could be an Excel sheet that can be used to perform a task here using this agent process. So this tool can be anything. Okay, I'll show you a demo, then you'll get an idea what exactly these tools are. We will look into it to this area. Okay. But what is important here is these 2 things. Okay. When we are dealing with agents, we are giving powers to agents. using these things. Okay, allocating a memory, providing them LLMs. Then, of course, use tools to complete the task. So this is how exactly the agents work behind the scenes. And what is an agent? Agent is a software, okay, that will think, plan, use the tools and act on its own. It will take action on its own to achieve a particular task. Okay, right. So generally, we'll talk. We'll generally use the terms AI agent, also agentic AI. There is a small difference here. No need to confuse whenever we hear these terminologies. Okay, when we say AI agent, it is a single agent. Okay, when somebody is using the word called AI agent, he is referring to a single agent. When somebody is talking about agentic AI, just assume that there are multiple agents involved in that system. Simple. Okay, the difference between AI agent and agentic AI is nothing but AI agent refers to a single agent. Okay, agentic AI will be having more than one agent in that particular system. So assume that this is a system. Okay, this task, the processing, what we are doing, we are putting all these things in as a single system. If there is one agent, we'll refer to as agent AI agent. If there are multiple agents, we'll call that whole system as agentic AI. And the real world examples, there will be agentic AI only because the systems will be huge. There will be huge data that will be processed. There are multiple processes systems that are running. Okay. So definitely we'll be on the agentic AI systems only with multiple agents. Right. Now this one is showing you what is the workflow. What is that agentic AI workflow? Agentic AI. Here I'm using agentic AI because I'm referring to multiple agents. Okay. In real world, we'll be having more than one agent to perform any task. So that is the reason in generic, I just kept a agentic AI workflow. Okay. What is the workflow? How exactly the agents works? So this diagram will explain you what exactly is happening when an agent is processing a request. Very simple. Okay. At a high level, very simple thing, straightforward diagram. Okay. When a user keeps a query, we discuss this. The agent, this is the system. Okay, this is the agentic AI workflow, the rectangle one. Okay, this boundary. So the agent will make a plan, it will process, it will execute the task by its own with the required tools, it will validate the results. Okay, the agent is intelligent enough. If it feels that whatever the output came here is not correct or not up to the mark, then this down arrow mark is going right. This will again go back to the agent. Okay, the output again sent back to the agent. The agent will again plan, again re-execute its query. Again, internally the LLMs will take action. Again, they will provide the information. Again, same thing. Once the results are out, again agent will verify if the results are okay up to the mark. Then it will return back to the user. If not, this is something called as iteration. We have seen right in the characteristics of an agent. What are the characteristics of an agent? One of the thing is iteration. Okay, so this is nothing but iteration. You see there is a loop here. So this iteration will go on until unless agent satisfies with the output or agent will interact with the human beings. It will ask, okay, whether is this okay, like in this example, it is asking us, right? I have many things in your code red context. Which one you need? Okay. Same thing. Agents will tell us. Okay, boss, your task is done, but these things are required. Do you still need it or is it okay? Right. Depending on the user's response, it will complete the task and send finally the output to the users. Okay, this is a basic workflow of the agentic AI. Same thing in multiply with the different agents parallelly, that will become multi-agent model. Okay, for now just let's take it on a single agent. And yeah, this is the basic AI agent model, which we will see as a demo. Okay, what it contains, this I have taken from the one of the framework site, okay, N8N, which we implemented to use our demo. So what it has in general, AI agent. Okay, this is something called as triggering node. Okay, so this node will actually trigger the action. That means this node will give input to the agent. What agent needs basically? What is the first step agent needs? It needs a user query. Okay, so same thing here. This node will provide a input to the agent. Okay, if you observe here, what we have here, there is something called OpenAI. Okay, this is an LLM. Okay, this can be anything. Agents can use any LLMs. It depends on you. Whatever LLM access you have, whatever API keys you have for that particular LLM, you can happily use them. Okay, so what I said, AI agents must should need an LLM, any LLM. So here in the example, they are taking as OpenAI. Then what is the second point agent needs? Agent must and should need a simple memory. If there is no memory, it will become what? Brainless, rather memoryless. Okay, it will not understand the context of the previous discussion. Okay, then third one is tools. What are these tools? We will see in our demo. So basically this is a screenshot of our demo, which I will be showing in few minutes. Okay, so in our demo I'll explain you first what we are achieving here using this particular agent. Okay, this is our agent configuration. Okay, and this is the demo which we will see. Guys, any questions? I'll just take a pause. Maybe I'm going too fast, or is it okay? Are you getting? Did you understood what all we discussed from last 45 minutes or so? Okay, we discussed what is a LLM, what is an agent, what is the difference between LLM and agent, what is an AI agent, what is agentic AI, what are the characteristics of agent, okay, what is the workflow of an agent, and we are now going to see a demo on agent. Any questions, please? Anything? Are you finding interesting? Are you
Yes,
finding
sir.
interesting? Right. Are you assuming finally where we will land? See, guys, this is the main thing where finally you have to work. This is the place where finally you will land and you have to create lot and lot of agents. Remember, from last 2 days, I am giving live examples, right? For any business, for any business, you can achieve the best results, okay, using these kind of agents, implementing this kind of agents. The real boom of data science, the real boom of intelligence is because of these agents. Any industry, any field, any business can happily use these technologies, the technology of AI agents, and can resolve their issues, can increase their performance of businesses, can able to predict their future business plans, and happily they can execute the plans, okay, to improve the. See, ultimately everything is for business. you, you please make a note of this. Today world is completely behind business. Everybody is thinking of business. Even if you join any IT company, any pharma company, any fintech company, any manufacturing company, they are all doing business, right? They are working for their business. Okay. And we can provide them solutions. Earlier, we used to provide solutions using software. Okay. We used to create software for them. We used to create websites for them, right? Now the industry has changed thanks to AI. The way how we are working is different. The way how we are providing solutions is different. So that is the reason yesterday I told you there is no more coding. There is no more coding. Instead of coding, what what the world is expecting from you, what the companies are expecting from you. They are expecting to understand their business. If somebody wants to hire you, they are making sure they are not interest of how much coding you know. Their interest is they want you to understand their business and create such a multi-agent environment to achieve their business goals. In that process, you will use their past data, their historical data, you will analyze them as part of data science. You will predict a few things for the future. Then you will provide an output to the business or to the company stating that if you use this, your business will improve. And believe me, guys, traditionally the work which we used to do, which used to help business, say 10 times using traditional softwares, using artificial intelligence, the businesses are growing 300 times. So you can imagine the gap, and you can see how much the technology has grown up and how much work you have to perform. Okay. So what are agents, how they work, everything you are learning, and everything you have to learn, you have to understand. They're all interconnected. AI agents internally working on LLMs. LLMs internally uses what they are using. They are using deep learning, neural networks, everything. Okay, right. Any other questions, please? Anything? I'll just take 30 seconds. Any questions? Just type it, or we will go with the demo. Okay, let me show what I'll do for demo. Okay. So whatever you're able to see my screen. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So whatever we are seeing here, this is called as a N8N framework. Okay. For now, just think that we are using this framework to create an agents. Okay. Let me 1 minute. Okay. So before executing what we have here, let us understand what exactly it does. Okay. And we'll also understand this architecture. Okay, as we discussed now earlier, like what are the characteristics and what should be the architecture of an agent. Okay, looks similar, right? Whatever we discussed. This is an AI agent. Okay. Sorry, I'm having some bad throat. Okay. Yeah, sorry, guys. So yeah, so as we discussed, so every agent should have a brain, okay, which is nothing but the LLM, and a memory. to hold the context of our queries, okay, or our task. As long as the agent is processing and completing the request, it should hold the context of that particular task. Then, if you observe here, right, these are called as tools. Okay. In this diagram, we have seen, right? Here we were referring tools in our architecture, this part. Okay, these are called as tools. In our demo, the tools are nothing but an Excel sheet. Okay, what we are doing is we are using an Excel sheet to perform certain task given to us as per our requirement. Okay, and we are using this tool, Excel sheet, to complete our processing. Okay, so this agent is using the tool here. This tool is, in this case, Excel sheet. This can be anything. Okay, this tool can be anything. So depending on the requirement, the agent needs that particular kind of a tool. Okay. Now I'll explain what exactly this model does, this agent is doing. Okay. This is called as a trigger node. Okay. This trigger node will initiate our task. Okay. Somebody should be there, right, to initiate the task, to provide inputs to the agent. So this is called as a trigger node, okay, which will provide inputs to the agent. How it is providing inputs to the agent? If you observe here, this is something called as a chat message. Okay, this node is called as a chat message. So what it does is, as soon as we start, we execute this model, we'll get a chat window. We will start interacting with the agent like a simple, interacting with a kind of LLM. Okay. So what this agent does is, whatever we are typing, whatever we are giving the inputs, these inputs will be passed using this particular trigger node to the agent. Okay. Now agent will have our query or our inputs. Obviously, what it does, agent doesn't know anything. Okay. To think, to plan, it has to go to LLM, right? Because this is the brain. LLM is the brain. So what agent does? Okay. User has given me some requirement, some query. Boss, look at this query and give me information. What exactly is looking for? Okay. Then LLM, it will save that query. Okay. Sorry. It will process that query. It will check the information. At the same time, agent says this query can be processed using these tools. Okay. I have certain tools. Okay. This user needs something, whether this can be processed using these tools or not. Let us see. Why we are doing this? Because this is our specific query, right? We don't want to go to the whole world and check something about our personal task. Assume that this is my personal task. Okay, my personal task cannot be available on the data of internet. Okay, in general things there could be available, but my personal task, okay, that can be related to me, can be performed only in this context. Okay, so what AI agent does is, user asks something, go and check that information, provide me the information. Then once agent gets the information, agent says, okay, I have tools, let me use the tools and see whether I can perform this task. Okay, then once the agent sees that, okay, I am able to complete the task or look into the task given by user, it will respond back to the user. Okay, and meanwhile, to keep in the context, it will store all the queries in the memory. Okay, as simple as that. Don't think much. This is a very, very simple, straightforward demo example. We are sending some input to the agent. Agent will check with the LLMs. Boss, I don't understand. See, agent doesn't know anything, right? So what agent says, boss, ChatGPT or OpenAI, user has given me this. I don't understand. Go search, get me the content and the context. So LLMs will go check and give back to the agents. Agent what does? It will just keep that context in the memory, those queries in the memory. Go back. They have the context and the exact information. They go and check in this tools, whether these tools are helpful or not, because these are the tools which user has configured. So it will check definitely, right? And if there is something related in these tools, it will go back and provide output to the user. Okay, so this is very simple, straightforward. How exactly it is configured and all those technical things we will see, okay, later once we are in the course, but we will just try to understand how exactly agent looks like. Okay, shall we execute? Yes. So before that, let me just confirm. So this demo, okay, let me drive this one. So this our services, so assume that I have a I have an agency, okay, and I am providing these services. Hope you're all still seeing my screen. Okay, I have an agency. I am providing all these different types of services to the customers, and I have provided a WhatsApp service kind of thing. Usually, we'll get right from banking, for from different sectors. Nowadays, everything is we are getting on a WhatsApp with options. Okay, for this service, press one. For this service, press two. Or the same thing. Okay, I have services that I'm providing, okay, called meta ads, video editing, blah blah. Okay, so what I do is this is a web, assume that this is a WhatsApp application, and using a WhatsApp chat, I am sending users, okay, information that I am providing so and so services. If you are interested, just accordingly we will provide the service. So what the agent does is it will look at for these services, okay, depending on the query of the users. If the services are available, the agent will plan accordingly, it will execute accordingly. Okay, for that, what we need, generally what we are giving in LLMs, we are prompting, right? We are giving some queries. So we have some already ready-made queries like this, okay, for demo purpose. So what we do is we'll just use these questions, okay, so that we will get the appropriate answers, and our agent will be intelligent enough to process depending on these queries. Okay, so now let us see. You understood, right? I'll just repeat one more time. An agency is providing the services. They sent a WhatsApp message. User is looking for a service. He will provide that service information to agent. Agent will look for the information from the LLM, get the exact context, then look out in the tools, take help of these tools, and provide feedback to the user. Okay, this is what this agent is performing. And how these are getting updated, I'll show you a demo. Okay, depending on our queries, how these are getting reflected. Okay, the important thing here is this bookings part. Assume that for any user, if he's interested to book our services, there is another tab here called booking. Okay, you see here customer name, service, phone number. This sheet, okay, this Excel sheet, this tab will be automatically updated for the user who is interested in our services. Okay, who is updating this? The agent is updating this automatically, getting the information from the user. Okay, so that is the automation. So for all the services that I am providing rigorously, if the customers are interacting, my agent is capable of taking the information and updating this Excel sheet depending on the customer's query. Okay, so that example we will see. Right. So what I'll do, okay, open chat because this is our chat application. So let me set this actually. Pop-out panel so that you'll have good visualization. Let me do this. Hope everybody are able to see my screen because I want to
Sir,
see how the backend is working. Okay, we should also observe the agent flow. So let us see. Okay, I think this looks good. Okay, now what I did, I open a chat. So this is nothing but our trigger node. Okay, this is the source of the input that will be sent to an agent. So this is my chat window. If you're observing, this is my chat window. Okay, so what I do, As usual, first I say, hello. I'm just talking to the agent. Hello. See, same things are happening in all, automatic agent assistants, whatever, whether you observe any website nowadays you take, okay, banking website, IRCTC, a auto pop-up will be generated on the window, okay, calling it as a self-assistant AI, okay, and same way you will interact. It will ask us, hey, hello, how can I help you today? Okay, same thing. So I just kept hello here, okay. I sent that information to agent. Agent don't understand hello, what it's doing. The simple word hello, agent will send to LLM. Okay, LLM will respond. LLM is intelligent enough to respond. It knows what to respond for hello. It is said, hello, how can I assist you today? Okay. My next query should be, shall I take query from here so that, yeah, see, I'll just copy paste. Okay. What services do you offer in a digital marketing? This is my query. Okay. So let me, uh, hey, what's happening? Okay, right. Guys, are you with me? I'm just keeping a query to the agent. What services do you offer in digital marketing? Why we are keeping a query? Because we, by default, we are not providing any information about our services. Just for our understanding purpose, as we know, we are just selected a query. Okay. What services do you offer in digital marketing? Guys, as soon as I hit the center, right, you have to observe this part. Okay. Just look at this agent architecture. Okay, just try to see how the flow is flowing. Okay, how the transaction is coming from one node to another node. Okay, what is happening here? Okay, ready? You see already here two green tick marks came. There was nothing earlier if you observed. Why these two tick marks came here? This is for this hello. As soon as I sent hello to agent, agent interacted with OpenAI. It accepted that request, processed, and sent back. And then you see here two. What are these two? There are two sentences now. One is hello, another one is hello, how can I assist you today? So whatever we are doing, it is saving, the agent is saving in its own memory. Why it's supposed to do this? To hold the context so that it will not forget and it will not irritate the user asking the same question again and again. If assume that if there is no memory, it will ask again and again same thing. What is that same thing? Hello, I can assist you. Hello, I can assist you. Right? Okay, done. Ready? Just observe this part. Okay, what is happening? I'm entering my query. Done. You see, actions are being performed on agent and LLMs. Done. You got here. Workflow executed. Got it? One item processed, two items total stored. And here, if you see, right, left side, we got a output. This output is sent by whom? LLM. Okay. When I say what service do you offer in digital market, agent sent that query and LLMs are giving all the information. Okay. What is digital marketing? Okay. So in this, if you are interested in services, specific service, do more information, feel free to ask. Yes. What I'll do is I'll say digital marketing. I'm interested in digital marketing. Again, see here, processing, getting information. So what agent does is it will also try to see whether it can use certain tools to get provide more information. But for now, it is still going to LLMs only. Okay. So I'll say list services. Now it should come to this services one. Okay, it's not coming. Okay, maybe I'll change my query. Sometimes I'll say this one. I'm just checking how much do you charge for the services provided by you. Types of services, SOE, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it is still fetching information from the LLM. It is not using its tools. Okay, let me be very specific. Okay, so I wanted to use the exact queries because that is where it will get into our context. Okay, otherwise it will go and look for LLMs only. So what I'll do is I'll say, mm, what are the services that you provide? See, now it went to services. Okay, now agent thought, okay, let me go and look using my tools. Now we got the actual thing. Okay, so these are our services. You are seeing here, left side. These are all list of our services, meta ads, video editing, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, out of these services, what is asking if you would like more information about any specific, let me know. Yes. What I do, I want to assume that website designing. Okay. Our service number 3 is website designing. I am interested to know about website design. So it throws information about website designing. So how much would you charge? How much would you charge? Okay, so I should take this exact query. Probably it's not, it's just throwing this one. Okay, it is still going to, it is still taking help of LLMs. Let me check once. Services are okay. Changed. Yeah, this looks good. Okay, let me try one more time. Okay, so what we are trying to achieve is we are asking our agents, okay, to look into our services, get the information from our services, and provide a result. So let me do one thing. Let me reinitiate this one. So let me say again, hi. It said same thing. So what we do, I'll just type services. We got the service list. Now I'll say let us try a different time this time. Logo design. It went to LLM from services. Now I'll take query from here. Let us see how much. uh, I want to book a service. Our agent is purely taking help from LLMs only. As long as it is satisfied, it is not using its tools. Okay. Now see, this time I want to book my services as said. Okay. Now agent is expecting this information to book a service. What I will do? I will provide this information to the agent to book my service. Which service I am looking for? I am looking for logo. Okay, I'm looking for logo design. It got me more information. The agent got me more information on logo design from LLM. Okay, then what I'm saying agent is okay, I'm fine. I want to book my service to create a logo design. Okay, so agent is asking me, okay, give me this information, customer name, service request, phone number. This is coming from our tools. Okay, this is coming internally from our tools. I'll show you that. Okay, if you see this, right? Um, okay, anyways, I think I have configured it manually somewhere. That's fine. So now the agent is asking, give me this information. I will book the service for you. So ultimately, what is happening here? See, what is the gist here is we have set a list of services. Okay, user wants to consume one service. He want to book a service so that we can provide him a service. Okay, so as part of that booking process, agent is asking user, okay, give me this information and confirm whether you want service or not. So as soon as we give this, right, our bookings will be confirmed and this booking sheet is there, right, that will be updated. So that is the main idea, behind showing this demo. Okay, this booking sheet you see, right, this is empty. Now what agent does is it asks the user for this information. It will take the information from the user, it will book the service, and it will update it on this local database called this particular bookings Excel sheet. Okay, so let us see that. So customer name, what I'll do, okay, let me keep you here so that you can see what is happening. So as soon as I hit enter, right, this request will be processed and you will see a flow coming to the booking. Okay, and which will update that booking Excel sheet. Okay, guys, why we are all doing all these things? We are performing some kind of automation. Okay, my agency is having a regular job of providing services. I have a lot of customers interacting every day, every hour, every minute. Okay, I am creating an agent for automation. Agent is doing the job of taking the orders depending on the services that I'm providing, and it is updating this sheet with all the details of the customers, the agent. Okay. Now what we do, we look at this sheet, we'll personally go and call the customers and we will inquire more details and we will work accordingly on them. Okay. So that is the whole idea behind this automation. Now, let me give this information. Customer name. Customer name is Kunal. Okay. Then service request. Example, logo design customer something 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. Then next, phone number. Okay, this is my phone number. Next, booking date. Booking date today, 12/10/2025. Next, email address. Email address, kunal@gmail.com. Next, what else is needed? Status confirmed. Yeah, I want to confirmed. Got it? I'm ready now. Okay, this input will be sent to the bookings sheet. There it will be updated and this order will be closed. Okay, just see it very carefully. Okay, you see the control came back to bookings. Agent is processing our bookings. It is updating, already updated, workflow executed successfully. Now shall we go and check our bookings tab? Let us see. You see, got the customer detail, customer name, service, phone number, blah blah. So like this, within a minute, n number of customers, if they are interacting with your agent for your services, agent will process those requests and it will within a fraction of seconds. It will interact as per the user response. It will go on, fill this Excel sheet. It will update all this database with respect to the customers. So later, what we'll do, we'll follow this Excel sheet. We'll take this data, we'll call them, we'll email them, and we will process the request accordingly. So this is what is a simple automation demo using agents. Earlier, before AI or before agents, what we used to use? We used to use automation scripts. Okay, we used to write something called as batch batch scripts, batch files for automation. Then came shell scripts for automation. Then came Python scripts for automation. Now it is agents. Okay, guys, you got the point, right? I hope. Sorry, I hope this is no. This help you to get a brief understanding about how agents are working. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So I think we are good with this demo, and let us finish quickly our rest of the things. Okay. Anything before we jump onto the content? I know it's too late, but kindly bear maybe for 10 more minutes. We'll quickly walk through the contents of our syllabus. Then we will wind up this demo. Please just revisit all the three demos. If you think that something is worth, take information from them. Try to decide whether you are interested to go further. And let me share my course contents. Okay. I'll not take much here because this will be anyway, they will be shared to you, okay, from our short trainings. So these are all, the contents that we are providing or we are teaching as part of our course. We'll start with Python, obviously. Okay. I hope my screen is still visible. Okay. So module one, we cover Python. Okay. Before that, uh, if you are really interested, guys, please join as soon as possible. We are already very, very late. The late you do, there will be a lot of, delay happen, in your progress and upgradation. Okay. And this course will be of 3 months minimum. Okay. And to justify properly what we have to teach, it might take approximately 4 months. Okay, including all the workshops that I promised you as per the industry standards or upgrades. Definitely every weekends we'll be having a workshop once we are familiar with all the basics, okay, of Python and machine learning. After that only we'll start and go through the other projects. Okay. And classes will be from Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock. Then these are the course contents. Let me quickly walk through. Of course, Python is the main thing. It's the main language that we are supposed to learn for data science. In Python, we'll all cover the basics, object oriented. I think I don't need to explain all these things because we have kept everything in Python. Okay, including all packages, NumPy, Pandas, you just name it. Everything is here in our course. If something is missing, do let us know. We'll just try to add and make sure you learn it as long as they are needed and important. Then we have something called as data visualization and exploration. In this particular part, we will be learning more basics about statistics. Okay, we will understand what are statistics and basic maths, like what are matrices. What is a line equation. With respect to statistics, we'll just try to understand what is mean, median, mode. These are all will be useful, which we will implement, which we need to analyze the data and to get the real picture of data and to process them using our data science. Okay, so as part of this data visualization and exploration, we have a lot of libraries like matplotlib, seaborn. We will look a lot of charts using the statistical data. We'll learn all those things step by step. Git and GitHub, yeah, this is a mandatory part. because anyways you will be creating your profiles, right? So all your projects, everything, you should maintain your own, GitHub repository. So that also will just cover how to use. If you don't know, we will try to provide you those information as well. If you know, well and good, not a problem. Yeah, essentials about mathematics. These are all, don't worry much. They're all basic concepts. As I told you, right? We'll talk about matrices. We'll talk about matrix operations. Okay, what is singular matrix? Matrix compose. What are vectors? Okay, these are all needed basically to use in our data science implementation. Okay, they are very pretty much very simple from eighth, ninth, tenth standards. We will take enough time to make you understand. Okay, just we will revisit. It's kind of a revision for you with respect to maths and statistics. Okay, nothing big here. Okay, don't think that we are if I say calculus, don't assume that I'm teaching anything about derivatives, deltas and all. Okay, nothing. We are just talking in context of what is needed for us. For example, gradient descent. What is gradient descent? What, how much calculus or how much derivative concepts are needed for this gradient descent? We'll just discuss up to that mark, which is very, very basics again. Okay, so don't worry much about that. Then after Python, yeah, after Python and after the graphs, statistics, and everything, after completing the NumPy and Pandas packages, we will start machine learning. This will be your first fundamental step towards learning data science. Okay, so in machine learning we have certain algorithms. Hope you all know. We will cover almost most of the important algorithms. We will try to understand what algorithm is used, why, and what is the importance of them. What are the different things related to that particular algorithm? For every algorithm, we will try to take minimum 2 examples. We will try to solve those using our Python. Okay, and then followed by, yeah, this part of again the machine learning. There are categories called what is supervised learning, what is unsupervised learning, which algorithms or what concepts will come under unsupervised learning. Everything is clearly given here. So we accordingly will divide it and we'll go step by step. First we'll learn what is supervised, then we'll go for unsupervised learning. Then model evaluation will talk about all the different concepts of model evaluation. Okay, then we'll go with the basics of deep learning. Once we finish machine learning and Python, we'll start our deep learning basics. Deep learning basics includes neural networks. These are the very, very, very important fundamental things that we need to understand before proceeding further in any advanced concepts of data science. Okay, so we'll start with what are neural networks. These are very fundamentals of data science, of deep learning. Then slowly, we gradually go to the next level of neural networks. They are called convolutional neural networks. Okay, we will see why neural networks are used, what are their concerns, why we got convolutional neural networks, where they are exactly used, again what are their constraints. Again, then next we will improvise ourselves. We'll go to the next level. We will see what are recurrent neural networks. Okay, this is a step-by-step process. Okay, if you don't know neural networks, you cannot understand CNNs. If you don't understand CNNs, you cannot understand RNNs. That means recurrent neural networks. Okay, so we have to go in order. So these fundamentals, these mid-level, these advanced level. Then we have core concepts of generative AI. Here we'll almost cover everything related to LLMs. This generative AI part is completely related to your language, large language models. We'll talk about everything in detail. What is the architecture of LLMs? What it consists of? What are the different components? How they work? What is happening in the background? Everything we'll see. What type of algorithms LLMs are used? Everything. And we we will also talk about different types of models here. We'll take the latest model. I think a couple of them might be old or not updated. We will use whichever is updated in the industry. By the time we start this one, we'll use the latest. Yeah. so these LLMs are a continuation here. Prompt engineering, we'll also see what is prompt engineering. All these are all simple things. Happily you can understand once you get the basics of what is LLMs and how they are used. Okay, prompt engineer is nothing but basically you'll just try to make you comfortable how best you can interact with your LLMs, how best you can interact with your ChatGPT, OpenAI, how best you can write your queries to get the exact requirement or output from the ChatGPT or OpenAI. That is also an art actually. Okay, that is what we learned in prompt engineering. Then these all part of LLMs. What is fine tuning? What we do on LLMs? All these are internal. How exactly the LLMs work? Okay, everything we will see. Then yeah, deployment and scaling. This will be our last part. Okay, wherein when we are full-fledged of completing certain projects, we will also see how exactly in the real time these projects gets deployed. Okay, to show real time, these are cost effective. Okay, because we have to get onto some AWS cloud kind of infrastructure, and we have to use which needs some billing effect there. So we will see how it goes. Otherwise, we'll just try to create a virtual environment, and I'll show you what exactly will happen in the real time. Okay. Then, as discussed today, we will definitely touch everything about agentic AIs. We will try to see what are different kind of agents, what it does. We'll try to write few automations depending on some real business use cases. These are all about AI. Okay, we are covering the different frameworks here. This LangChain, LangGraph, N8, all are the frameworks using which we will write automation using agents. Again, if some framework is getting obsolete, or if any new framework is in industry, by the time we start this, we will make sure we are using the latest framework, and we will work definitely on the latest framework, and we'll create automations using our agents. Okay, we are everything we have here, single agent versus multi-agent. Everything we will see. Okay, like how we have seen in our demo today. Then this is information about all the details that we cover in Python. Okay, whatever is there in Python, what is needed to learn as a language in Python, everything updated here. I don't think anything is missing. If something is missing, just let me know. If you want, we can just go ahead and learn those as well. But yeah, otherwise these are at least minimum things that we are supposed to learn. Yeah, important is this one, data processing libraries. I told you right about stats and all what we see. We'll use these libraries, numpys, pandas. What is data cleaning transformation? What libraries we use. Everything we'll see as part of Python under data processing. Okay, and data visualization. Both we will cover. Yeah, we will provide these content to you, these handouts. Okay, just go it thoroughly if you want to look at the contents once again. But I believe everything is here up to the mark. If something more you need, we will provide you that information. Okay, saying that, thank you so much. I'm ready to take questions. If you have any questions, please, we can discuss for another 3 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Then we will wind up this session. Okay. Yeah, please go ahead. I'm expecting at least few questions, anything related to anything.
Yeah, what are the modules it's mentioned in that document, like prompt engineering, like something like that? So
Yes,
we'll be having a practicals on that, or I mean, how it will be?
90% practicals only. There is no point speaking theory. That is the reason all these 3 days session, I tried my best to show you demos. Okay, there is no point speaking theory. Okay, using theory we cannot learn. We'll use theory maybe first day to understand the concepts. What is what? Okay, we should understand, right? Before implementing,
Mm-hmm.
we should know what is what. We will use theory up to that mark only. Rest everything will be practical. Even if
Okay.
something is missing as part of concept, we will take an example, we'll take a project, we'll take a sample. During implementation, we will discuss that concept. Okay.
Okay.
For example, if you have say 4 to 5 machine learning algorithm concepts, okay, rather than talking theoretically about those concepts, best thing would be take a project. We will implement all those 5 concepts in that. We will discuss with respect to the project. That will help you more, to understand rather than theory. Ramakrishna, everything will be practical only, except what is needed to understand conceptual wise. Everything is practical
Yeah, got
because
it.
I am not interested in any, that is the reason I wanted to have a two-way session. Okay, because
Mm.
just speaking one way will not help anybody. Okay, definitely there will be practicals only.
Okay, got it. So just so prompt engineering also will be covering, right? Just I'm sorry to.
Definitely, Ramakrishna. See, what is prompt engineering? Okay,
Mm.
definitely we'll cover prompt engineering. Okay, let me tell you how it goes. Okay, when you're talking about prompt engineering, right? What first we do is we'll understand LLMs. Okay, the whole architecture behind prompt engineering is LLMs. Okay, so first we'll understand LLMs. Today we discussed, right, briefly what are LLMs. So we'll go to the next level. Okay, we'll understand what is the architecture of an LLM. Okay, then
Mm.
we will understand why we should know prompt engineering. What is prompt engineering? We'll understand what is prompt engineering. Then we will
Mm.
know how we can, do prompting. We will write practically all the queries. Okay, the prompt engineering also having something called as one shot prompts, two shot prompts, zero shots. Okay, there are certain concepts there. We will do practically everything. Okay. So
Mm.
first we'll understand the fundamentals. What is LLM? Where you give your prompts. Then we will see what are there behind the scenes of an LLM. Then we will see how to give prompts. Then we will see what different types of prompts we can give and how best we can learn for prompting, which is actually called as prompt engineering. What is prompt engineering? The best way of using your language, to interact with the LLMs is nothing but prompt engineering. So if you want to get something from the LLMs, you have to give the exact query. Okay, so there are certain techniques that we will learn. That is nothing but prompt engineering. So everything will be practical. We'll take scenarios. We will
Mm.
see for that scenario what happens if you give this much query. What happens if you give the exact query? What happens if you extend the query? Okay, all these differences we will see. Okay, that is how we will learn. These are all practicals.
So, its course mentioned Python also, right? So Python also will be covered.
Yes, first
Python.
thing is Python. First step is Python only.
Okay.
Because without Python, there is no data science, to be honest. Whatever
Mm.
libraries, packages we are using to implement data science projects, they all are in Python. So Python is a very, very first important mandatory learnings we have to do as part of data science. First
Okay.
Python, then maths, then statistics, then we will start with machine learning, then rest of the course will follow.
And so there is we have Python R also, right? So I mean R also is
R,
meant.
R we are not. Yeah, see, R is an option for Python. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Mm.
Python is an industry standard, and a Python is easy, and Python is meant for data science. Okay,
Okay.
Python is more user friendly rather, and Python is an industry standard. Okay, so we will learn Python only.
Okay. Okay.
Python is mandatory. Without Python, we cannot survive in data science. We cannot learn anything.
Yeah, sure. Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And any other questions, please?
Hi, sir.
Again,
This is
everything
Raghu.
will.
So,
Yeah, go ahead, please.
how much long do you teach us about Python? So, it's regarding for the data science only, or to build the logic to write the programming like that?
Okay, good question, Raghu. We are not doing any full stack programming. Okay, we will learn Python only related to data science. So, good question. Actually, Python is having two versions. Okay, one is for developers, another one is for data science. Since we are learning data science, we will learn Python, how much it is needed for data science. Okay, we'll not learn in depth or will not waste time, learning. We are not, okay, to be honest, we are not interested, learning the core concepts of object oriented technology using Python. Got it? Our interest is we should understand how to import the library. We should understand how to create an object. We should understand how to use the object. We should understand how to pass parameters to a function. Okay, we will learn this much only. That much only is required for us. Okay, we will not waste time learning anything which is not required for data science. That is the reason
Okay,
I
thank you,
wanted to
sir.
start in Notepad. Okay, if you start learning in
Okay,
IDE, unnecessary will get a lot of thoughts. Unnecessary IDE will be prompting us, like as
yes,
if
sir.
we are doing some development. No, we are not doing any development kind of work here. Our interest is we want to work on data science. Python has certain libraries, packages. We'll just pull those packages, use their functionality, and we'll perform our job. That's it. Okay. So we will
Okay, sir.
keep things very simple. Okay. And 100%, whatever is needed for data science, we'll cover it. No doubt about that.
Thank
And
you,
we
sir.
also
Thank you for
please
your
don't
clarification.
expect we are learning Python from developer point of view. We are not going to teach from the development
Okay, okay.
point of view. Okay.
Not like that way, but I just had an something like so. How long further? So is that kind of all these core concepts are just for the basics related to the data science? That's it. I
Exactly,
had a doubt
exactly.
like that, so
Sure, sure.
that's
I
why
got it.
okay.
Yeah. Thank you. See, whatever we
Yes.
mentioned in
Okay,
Python,
sir.
they are related. I know there are certain extra contents, just we have kept there. But let us see if they are needed for data science, we'll cover it. Otherwise, it's not needed. Okay. But we will definitely take, I'll tell you, minimum 1 month is needed for Python. Unless you are perfect in Python, you cannot proceed further for working on data science projects. Okay, you will not understand basically. So you should be well versed in Python. That is your very, very first step. Because Python is a play area where you will play with the projects of data science. So you should be aware of Python, okay, with respect to data science. Yeah, any other question? See, I'll tell you one more thing, okay. Learning Python, learning machine learning up to this area is okay, okay, they will be easy. What is important here is with respect to data science, the core areas are about neural networks. Okay, the main areas are about the RAG concepts of LLMs. We should understand more on transformers. We should exactly understand how agents are working. To be honest, agents are still under development stage. Okay, uh, developments are still in progress. Okay, people are working hard to improvise the agents what are there in market today. Okay, so we have to learn and spend more time on these core concepts. What are they? The deep learning, like neural networks, all. Then something related to LLMs like RAG and transformers. Then finally the agents. Okay, so these are the core concepts. Machine learning, Python, everything, they are very, very important. We have to give more time on them because they are basics. If you are clear with them, the rest of the things will be easy for us from the implementation point of view. Yeah, hope we are good. Then, yeah, thank you so much. Uh, and I hope
Yeah.
we'll
Thank you,
meet
sir. But
again.
we're
Yeah,
so glad that you have spent more than the usual time. So we're so glad that you had.
yeah, thank you, Raghu. Thank you. See, that's a problem when when we want to give some demo, right? Definitely,
Yes,
it
sir.
will take some time. But
Yeah, yeah.
theoretically, it will
But
not
you
be.
spent more time than the usual time. So we're so glad that you're not skipping anything. You're just spending your personal time or something like that. But we're so glad that you have like our tutor.
Thank you, Raghu. Yeah,
Thank you so
wish you
much.
all the best and
Thank you, sir.
see what best direction you can go. Okay, all the best. All the best to all
Okay,
of you.
fine, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.